pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together today. We ask that you guide our decisions, grant us wisdom, to keep our constituents and all of our city staff and administrators, people that live here safe, and that you give us the ability to drive the best outcome from this meeting tonight. And I ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir. Roll call.
Bechtel.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Meadows.
Here.
Coward.
Here.
Harville.
Here.
Elbert.
Here.
Venable.
Here.
Davis.
Here. Hearing, excuse me, hearing of citizens' comments. Do we have anybody that wants to get up and speak? Okay, there are none. Any questions or comments on the minutes from the last meeting? They will stand as submitted. Consent items. Consider pay app number 4 in the amount of $89,728.19 to CL Richardson Construction for water and sewer improvements 2025. It's on page 7.
We can do A and B together.
That's where I was going.
Oh, okay.
Can I take a breath?
Yep.
Okay. Item B, consider change order number 3 in the amount of $0.00 to CL Richardson Construction for water and sewer improvements 2025. It's on page 10. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we approve the A and B consent items.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or comments? Roll call.
Bechtel.
Yes?
Young.
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Coward.
Yes.
Harville.
Yes.
Elbert.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
All right, item 6, presentation of accounts and claims.
They're not in there.
I know. I didn't write a page down.
I just realized that. Nobody told me. Aren't you guys supposed to be looking at this council packet?
Amber, they're not in there.
Well, they're not.
All right, we will pass. Don't pay any bills now.
I think we need to
we
pay
have
our
to.
bills still,
Yeah,
so
we
we
still
still
have
need a
to.
motion. And
Wait, hold on, hold on,
Can you
hold
at
on.
least read it to
I
record?
think you probably have it.
I
Yeah,
do
she
have
has it. She can read it
Let
into
me read
record.
it. Sorry, that got me flustered. Okay, so be it ordained by the council of the city of Boonville as follows. Section 1, for the purpose of paying salaries on various accounts against the city of Boonville, which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on 2/2 of 2026. The sum of $457,621.45. General fund, $123,843.92. Sanitation, $59,964.98. CIP tax, $14,535.18. Waterworks, $125,573.05. Capital projects, $0.00. Wastewater, $88,920.93. Tourism, $4,290.38. Gaming, $38,094.79. Parks and Water, $2,398.22. Kemper sales tax, $0.00. Economic Development Projects, $0.00. Section 2, the accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $457,621.45, being the total amount of money being appropriated. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage, first reading on 2/2/2026, read for the second time this 2/2/2026, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any
Kate, since
discussion,
Kate,
other
since-
than the fact that we did memorize that?
Is there
while
anything
she
on
was
here that we
reading
need to
it?
worry about, or are you okay with presenting as is?
I'm fine with presenting it as is, just full disclosure, I was out with the flu all week, so
There's one line item I would love to ask a question about. Sanitation seems quite high. Is that,
it's probably that there's an extra, sometimes depending on the way that cycle is, sometimes we end up paying more than one cycle in 1 month. Like, so we have
We're
3
getting
billing
2 pay
cycles for
periods.
sanitation, yeah, we may have 2 cycles, but I can double check and we'll send you that,
okay.
we'll send it out.
Can you repeat the total again, please?
$457,621.45.
Thank you.
Yes,
There
ma'am.
weren't that many bills, I mean, I did
about-
approve them,
it's
it
about
was about
normal.
normal.
Okay.
I was gonna say, that's like half last time, so.
Last time was the insurance, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Find something.
But we'll send it out tomorrow for you guys, and I'll double check on the
Okay.
sanitation for you.
Okay.
Roll call.
Oh, sorry. Bechtel,
Yes?
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Item 7, unfinished business. Second reading of bill number 2026-002, approving a final site plan for 2150 Main Street, Walmart addition. It's on page 11.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri approving the final site plan and parking ratio reduction for Walmart, 2150 Main Street, Boonville, Cooper County, Missouri, providing an effective date therefore and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Okay, is there a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve this, bill.
Okay,
I will second.
thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Roll call.
Bechtel,
Yes?
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Okay, new business. Item A, consider resolution 2026-02, authorizing and approving an agreement with Cooper County Tax Collector for tax collection. It's on page 29. We want to do both of them?
Oh, no,
She has to
I
read
gotta
them.
read them.
Okay,
A resolution in the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing and approving a cooperative agreement between the Cooper County Collector and the City of Boonville, Missouri regarding the collection of city ad valorem taxes and providing an effective date therefore. Whereas the City of Boonville, Missouri and the Cooper County Collector desire to enter into a cooperative agreement authorized and permitted by sections 50.322, 70.220, 270.320, inclusive in sections 140.670 to 140.750, inclusive of the revised statutes of Missouri, for the cooperative efforts of the parties to collect taxes of the City of Boonville on property located within the boundaries of said city, which is located in Cooper County, Missouri. And whereas the previous agreement expires August 31, 2026, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of City of Boonville, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that a certain cooperative agreement between the Cooper County Collector and the City of Boonville, Missouri, a copy of which is marked Exhibit A and is attached hereto, is made a part hereof, is hereby approved. Section 2, that the mayor and city clerk be and are hereby authorized to execute and attest said agreement in multiple counterparts on behalf of the City of Boonville. Section 3, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force from and after its passage and approval, passed the second day of February 2026 by the City Council of Boonville, Missouri.
is there a motion?
Mayor, I make a motion, we approve this resolution.
I'll second.
Had a motion and a second. Discussion?
2 questions. One, the total cost is $1.60 per tax bill, correct? And the second, is there any recognized savings by consolidating these for the city?
You mean like, instead of us collecting ourselves? It's significant savings.
Do we have a quantification of it? Do we know how much?
We've went in detail.
Yeah, I think we figured it'd probably be like 150,000, because you'd have to pay someone, you have to hire someone, and
full-time
it's an
staff.
elected position, you'd have to have this computer, you'd have to have a staff you'd have to have a program, you'd have to have interface with the assessor, it's significant.
Significant is a good answer. I like it.
Good question. Roll call.
Bechtel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward.
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Okay. Resolution 2026-03. Page 33.
A resolution of the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing and approving a cooperative agreement between the Cooper County Clerk and the City of Boonville, Missouri regarding the collection of city ad valorem taxes and providing an effective date therefore. Whereas the City of Boonville, Missouri and the Cooper County Clerk desire to enter into a cooperative agreement authorized and permitted by sections 50.322, 70.220 to 70.320 inclusive, and sections 140.670 to 140.750 inclusive of the revised statutes of Missouri for the cooperative efforts of the parties to collect the taxes of the City of Boonville on property located within the boundaries of said city, which is located in Cooper County, Missouri. Whereas the previous agreement expires August 31, 2026, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Boonville, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that a certain cooperative agreement between the Cooper County Clerk and the City of Boonville, Missouri, a copy of which is marked Exhibit A, and is attached hereto and made a part hereof, is hereby approved. Section 2, that the mayor and city clerk be and are hereby authorized to execute and attest said agreement in multiple counterparts on behalf of the City of Boonville. Section 3, that the fully executed agreement and counterparts be delivered to the Cooper County Commission for consideration and approval as possible as practicable. Section 4, this resolution shall take effect and be in full force from and after its passage and approval past the second day of February 2026 by the City Council of Boonville, Missouri.
Mayor, I move we approve this resolution.
Thank you. A motion, got a second?
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just good job getting multi-year
Mm-hmm.
contracts here.
I know, I got it to
2028.
I got it to 2 years.
So we got some stability, more so than at every
Yeah,
year.
2028.
2028.
Yeah. Luckily, the commissioners said they didn't feel like we needed to meet, and they were satisfied, so I said, great, let's do 2 years.
Awesome.
Good job.
Well done. Roll call.
Bechtel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Coward.
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Any reports of standing committees? Reports of city officials? I have nothing. City administrator? Page 37, I think you got that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we'll also put Tim back up here at the end, we'll let, Jim go first and stuff too. But I did note that I pretty much, the only thing I wanna say is that I pretty much have the entire budget ready. I'll try to send it out, sort of a draft copy for you guys to review. I'll just tell you now that it's looking like on the sewer, where I'm gonna recommend a 3.5% increase, and on water, it's looking like a 6% increase. The average for the bills is a 1,000-gallon customer is about $3.56 total. That's sanitation, sewer, and water. The 4,000-gallon customer is about $6.10 inclusive of all those.
Yep.
We'll have all the details, but I know you guys are eager to know where we were gonna fall on that. I think just to give us a little bit of wiggle room, I'll likely put all of the ordinances for the budget and the new water and sewer rates on the next council meeting for first reading. You know we can always change it, but also if it needs to carry over to the third reading, there is one extra meeting. So I get anxious if we get into March and we don't have a budget approved at the second meeting, because that means you all have to come back for another meeting, because we can't operate. So, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there, and we're gonna talk sewer, water, and streets and stuff at the next meeting anyways, you'll see it all, but a bulk of the capital you've already heard about through the plan. So, I'll reserve the rest of my time for Tim after.
Are we
Everyone's-
scheduling the 16th? Is there a work session?
Yeah, and since you guys are so talkative, we'll do 6 o'clock.
No, it's gonna be on
Is it
the,
the
Smart.
17th?
It's gonna be-
It's gonna be on the
17th.
17th, the
Yes,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
yeah, it's Tuesday.
Because of
Because
the,
of President's Day.
And I will not be present for that, I'll be out of town.
Nor will I, actually.
okay,
Are you serious?
Will we not have quorum? No, we will.
that's
right?
5.
6:15.
Anybody else?
Before you jump, Jim, you have anything?
I just said anybody else on the
Yeah,
17th, because
because-
I
we'll
won't be
need the
available
other
if you
5
need
here to
Yeah.
have a quorum. We just did first reads tonight, so.
Yeah, we don't have any first
We don't have any,
readings.
we don't have any,
But I will have some first readings at the next meeting, but nothing,
there's no,
No
nothing scheduled
voting.
for a second read.
so. Okay, so if anyone gets the flu, we're not meeting.
No meeting.
I may be able to, but I'll be remote. I'll be in the Netherlands. So it'll be
We'll just see we'll just see how we're doing, and we'll figure it out. But I guess if people really want to hear the budget work session, could we put that on not public YouTube, or on the YouTube? Or we'll have to think about it. We'll see if there's a way
Yeah, we'll
to
discuss.
Okay.
do that. Okay, well, anyways, there you go. We'll just have to see what happens.
Or what
Sorry to
about-
burst your bubble, but
Well, I'm glad you told me now. I mean,
glad I
it's
brought
easier
it
to.
up.
Or what about, like doing it on Wednesday? Would you guys be here
Nope,
then?
I'm still out.
Really?
I'm still gone.
We could still work through the work session even without the quorum.
Yeah, you can work through the work session. We have
And we don't have
exactly a
every
quorum.
Yeah, if the other 5 that aren't gonna be absent will be here, then we'll still have a quorum. We can get through the work session. We don't have anything currently scheduled for a second read. It's just a question of whether or not we have anything for a
For a
resolution.
vote? Unless
Paying
some-
bills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
appropriations and
But
so.
just as long as everyone's here, and if not, then we'll figure that out.
If we can do a work session without quorum, right?
Yeah,
Then if need be, if you can let me know, I could be on that call. I'm just
Okay.
not gonna be physically here
okay. We'll just make sure.
for payments and such.
Well, thanks for bringing that up, that way.
All right.
Get it figured out.
I don't know if Fred has anything else.
No, I didn't have anything.
Oh, sorry, we cut you off.
No, and it's okay. I'm not even on the agenda, so.
Again?
No, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
You're on there.
You're wrong. It's on the next page.
Yes.
I was just gonna formally ask you.
I was about ready to say.
I don't have anything else. Go
Like, I
ahead.
might have forgot the appropriations, but I didn't forget, or Kate didn't forget you this time.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Yes, good
My
evening,
report is in
Jim.
your packet, and of course, as always, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any. I'll highlight several things. First of all is, you had asked me previously about prospect leads that have come from the Missouri Partnership, and that's been a little barren since last May. I've received 2 recently, and then I received another today. So that pipeline seems to be opening back up some. And actually, I've received 4 in total. 2 we didn't have any qualifying sites, but 3 of the 4 I'll be able to respond to. I'll also point to project number 3 on the list, Project Marcus. You can see that that I had indicated that we were no longer in contention. I got a call today that we are now back in contention. So that's a positive sign for that. A couple other things I'll just point your attention to is in section 5 on my report is I'm diligently working on enhancing our entrepreneurial support. So we did have a angel investment seminar that you all were aware. I think it was a very successful event. I got a lot of good feedback from that. You've seen that we've spent some money on some software that is for business support. I'm making that more directly available to the community. So I have my next class that I'll have coming up is to show business owners what can be learned by using Placer, what they can learn and how they can use that information to market with. Those kinds of things. So some of those investments are, I hope, will roll out positively into the entrepreneurial community. And then the third thing under that is both Howard County and Boonville have revolving loan funds that have been dormant. So these are funds that are set aside for the entrepreneurial community. They go through an underwriting process and then a loan servicing process. They've been dormant for a while. Howard County is desirous of restarting theirs. And what had previously been the Municipal Facilities Authority, now it's the BCDC, operates the revolving loan fund. We will be restarting that shortly in support of our entrepreneurs. So those are just the things I wanted to highlight, but I'm, of course, happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Jim?
Jim, you made reference to, not on the projects you just mentioned, but a meeting with Ameren to discuss utilities and such. Has that meeting happened?
It did,
How did that go?
not good. So I have this aura around City Hall where I'm a nice guy. And so I told Amber that she should have been in the meeting because she would have been able to see the jerk, So, and in fact, there's a nuance that came, so I whined appropriately, and they listened appropriately with no resolution, but probably a nuance of the issue came out that I hadn't thought all the way through, and that is that with Ameren's agreement with the Missouri Public Service Commission with Como, is that other than the industrial park, they have essentially ceded all of their ability to serve any expansion that Boonville might have. That's now in Como's territory. And I might be oversimplifying that a little bit, but that's essentially what has happened.
So they've given it to Como, is that what you're saying? Ceded?
Well, the Missouri Public Service Commission has determined that it's Como's areas to serve.
But Como is a
It
Como
lets them
leases
walk.
from Ameren's infrastructure, correct?
Yeah, they're
Or
completely
operates
separate.
operates
They're totally
completely
separate.
independently.
They're
Yeah.
completely separate.
They were like in, they were like sort of distant neighbors, you could maybe say, and
yeah.
there was an area, and then there was a law passed a couple of years ago that if there was a development that either entity could serve, then they could sort of bid, the developer could choose, and somehow that turned into this giant territorial agreement that occurred, and basically Como has everything. So in fact, even property that's in the city limits, if there was, it's, anything new is already in Como. So for example, the airport was in Como territory, even though we were all on Ameren.
So they pay a bill to Como Electric?
No. So we fought that. So the point is, if there's any new service, it's supposed to now become a Como. So if you are a farmer, maybe that's a better example, and you have one barn, and it's on Ameren, and you build another barn, or whatever, now you're supposed to have Como, because Como has that territory.
So is our future industrial growth dependent on Como's ability to service our infrastructure electrically?
In part.
Part.
In part.
And there is still parts for Ameren, it's just very, like, any future growth is clearly in Como's territory.
So, I'm sorry, I really have issues with Ameren as well. Does Como have any ability to do the 10 megawatt or anything?
Well, so what happens now, so just like the inquiry I got today, there isn't a site within the city limit of Boonville that will fit the inquiry I got today. So the procedure I go through is I send it out to our utility providers and say, here's the request, can you confirm that you can serve this particular site? And they acknowledge that or say they can't, which is what happened in the case that started this Ameren discussion. Was the first answer was, yeah, we can serve that, and then there was a follow-up of, no, we can't. So that's what started that. So it's that process. So Como is expanding their facilities to serve northern Cooper County. So they have a new substation going in. I don't know the exact timeline, and I don't know the resulting power that can be provided as a result of that because it's not in yet. So I still go through this process of, will you be able to serve a given site? Mm. So it's very site specific. So it's not a blanket thing. So just, I'm stumbling all over your question. But,
Yeah, I know. My thing is Como buys all their electricity from Central Electric, and can they get enough piped over to wherever you need it to go?
Yeah,
and that's the question.
And that's a site-specific question regardless of provider.
Yeah, okay.
So in the case that started this line of questioning, it was for a site in Mid-America Industrial Center, and the 10 megawatt answer was no.
Yeah.
Okay, so then So then we have a company that intends to expand in town. Not yet announced, but I then had this worry of, oh crap, can Ameren serve this company's expanded, their expansion requests?
Yeah.
And yeah, got power all day to support that. So it really is an infrastructure between that's site-specific. So it really is kind of a catch-as-catch-can thing, and will be for Como as well. However, Como is building new facilities to serve northern Cooper County, in part because of this expansion.
Can I ask a question about that territorialization? Was that a determination based on Missouri statute, or was that a decision made between Ameren and Como?
It was, and Kate lived, I didn't live through it, Kate did, but my understanding is that this was a decision made by the Missouri Public Service Commission.
It was Ameren and Como kind of came up with it, and then it went to the Public Service Commission for
They approved it.
comment and review, and they approved it.
Was it Como or was it all? I thought it was all co-ops.
Well, the law was for all co-ops in terms of bidding on but this specific territorial agreement is just between Como and Ameren.
Got it.
I don't want to keep beating this proverbial horse to death, but power, capability, expansion, and infrastructure is probably our biggest infrastructure risk to economic growth, because our core is industrial, right? Caterpillar, and a host of other organizations rely upon that power, and that power consumption requirement is only going to grow. I feel like I would really, really, really love to know, number one, what is their power capacity, capability, projection, more than projection, guarantee for the metropolitan area over the course of the next year or 5, and 2, are they willing to communicate that with us directly on that? Because that's a big deal. That's going to very much limit what we can and cannot do over the next 5 years. That's a huge, if you look at every reasonable study and projection on power consumption over the next few years, it's going to be substantial. And if we don't have the capability to do that, or have a committed partner willing to do that, then we ought to start now on trying to get ourselves in a position where we can, whether that's to go against the commission or that's to have a discussion with Ameren and
So yes, I'm aware,
Yeah.
which is why you got the memo a couple weeks ago.
right?
Is that alarmed me for
Yeah.
that very reason. And actually, I was probably even short-sighted in that alarm that I had, thinking that this was an Ameren issue, when it goes deeper in that we have also another power company.
Yeah.
So when we poked around on this availability, we got no commitments of any type. What the soothing words were is that if you run across a project that has enough money to spend, anything can be done, which is not
Reassuring. Yeah.
Jeez.
So I pointed out that we as City of Boonville people on the Ameren system are paying 15% more than we were last year.
Yep.
And they're using that money to enable billions of dollars of investment in Montgomery County or in St. Charles, but yet, like Oprah, there's no car for us. And they didn't like that analogy, and they had no response for it, other than to say, we're always making upgrades, and you're a valued part of our system.
Oh,
Come on.
that's a joke.
You're going to send us an Ameren hoodie? Like, we need, that's,
Send us some swag.
what's the next logical step for us to take with them or Como, in your opinion?
Well, so I think in the near term, what we'll need, unfortunately, is probably to build, if we have other examples that come up. So if we have other case studies where we can say, we wanted this and you said no, we wanted this and you said no. I mean, I did go ahead and submit the one they said no on, because we'll test it out if we get it. We may not make it to that point in the down selection, but I think that will give us the ammunition we will need to demonstrate that we are being held back in our economic aspirations.
Is there any way to play them off of each other? I mean, literally pitch both projects to, or the same project to both? No. None. Okay.
Ouch.
So,
I think, well, there are other places too, but power is going to be an increasing problem everywhere.
Yeah.
And we do feel like the redheaded stepchild for Ammon right now, but maybe there are other counties that feel that way too, so.
I don't think we're alone in that
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Anything? All right, thank you.
Jeez.
Okay, Tim.
I didn't know whether we was gonna continue.
I know, I said we were coming back.
Yeah, we wanna see your
Um,
PowerPoint.
I think just to lead into Tim's awesome PowerPoint that's gonna happen.
Now, is this in the official meeting, or do we need to close and then go to?
No, we
we're
can just
still
have it
in
as the
official
official meeting,
comments,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Okay, good.
You'll note that I, in our budget, have squeezed in one more staff person. So, Tim will tell you how many he would like, and then you'll see how many we're gonna get.
I think I have a pretty good idea what I'm
Yeah.
gonna get. We'll talk a little bit about what we currently have as far as staffing and what I'm shooting for in the next couple of years. So currently, we have one captain, like I spoke earlier, and one engineer, that's the driver operator. While this staffing provides basic command and apparatus operation capability, it does not provide adequate personnel to safely or effectively perform the full range of fire suppression, rescue, and emergency medical services required of a modern fire department. So our operational needs for firefighter EMT positions, which is what we're trying to work toward, right? We have the captain, we have the engineer. Now we're looking to fill that bottom of the totem pole, the guy that does the majority of the labor, right? He's very task oriented, all right? The National Fire Service standards consistently identify 4 personnel as the minimum staffing need to safely perform initial fire suppression tactics. NFPA 1710 identifies 4 personnel as the baseline for effective and safe interior fire operations. All right, OSHA has what they call a 2 in and 2 out rule. All right, it requires a minimum of 4 personnel before an interior attack can begin. All right, so currently we have 2 people on an engine that arrive on a scene. According to OSHA, we are not to enter the building until we have an additional 2 people there. So you have 2 operating inside and 2 outside for the rescue of the firefighters and accountability and to handle any problems that may occur outside of the structure. So our operational needs, with only a captain and engineer, interior fire attack cannot legally or safely begin without waiting for mutual aid or additional personnel to arrive. Critical early tasks such as hydrant connection, hose deployment, search, and ventilation are also delayed. So when a fire unit approaches a fire, they're looking for the closest available hydrant, right? So one person has to jump out of the truck, wrap the supply line around the hydrant, and then they drive to the fire, okay? The guy that you dropped off at the hydrant can't charge that hydrant until the other guy makes a connection to the fire truck, right? So we actually have one person at the fire scene right now. The other guy is waiting to charge a hydrant, whether it's a block away, whether it's right in front of the house. That does happen sometimes, very few times. Fire growth increases, placing occupants, firefighters, and property at greater risk. We talked about the first 5 to 8 minutes is the most important at a fire, correct? So adding firefighter EMTs allows the department to initiate essential life-saving actions while mutual aid personnel is responding.
So talk a little bit about our EMS call volume and patient care. The majority of fire department responses are medical in nature. 72% of what we do here is EMS related. So that requires timely and competent patient care. Best practices for EMS responses include one provider dedicated to patient care. They're taking blood pressure, they're checking blood sugar, you know, those types of basic interventions that our EMTs are allowed to do. One provider assisting in preparing equipment. You might be placing an AED on that person or getting Commodore ready. But one provider managing scene safety and coordination. So when you have 3 to 4 individuals on a truck, you have one person that starts initiating care. The captain on the truck typically gets medical information, medical history, gathers, you know, what meds they're taking, keeps an eye over the general area, and gives direction to what the crew needs to do initially. So we currently have 2 members. One member is often tied to patient care. The other must handle assisting, preparing equipment, gathering patient medication, patient history, documentation, and scene management. Patient care quality and responder safety are compromised with this. Some EMS calls can be very labor intensive. You have somebody that's, let's just say, a cardiac arrest, for instance. All right. You have, hopefully, Cooper County ambulance responding. They may have both ambulances at the hospital in Columbia. This happens constantly here in Boonville. And I do know that they're working to add a 3rd BLS truck, but we're not sure when that's going to happen. But it happens constantly where we have no ambulance in the city of Boonville. So the care is left up to our individuals. All right. Right now, we have EMT level responders, which is better than first responder level training. So we've elevated that training. They can do a number of things that they couldn't do in the past. But just take a cardiac arrest, for example. I don't know if any of you have ever done CPR on an individual. It's very tiresome. You have to switch providers every 5 minutes. It wears you out. It's a very labor-intensive skill. So you're doing CPR. One person's assisting with breathing. Another person is typically there to switch out. When you have 2 individuals, you might be waiting 20 minutes to a half an hour for an ambulance to get there. Now, I do know Brandon, the chief of Cooper County, he's very good about responding in his own vehicle from home. He does care about these issues and is trying to address them, but he will come straight from his home in his personal vehicle to assist those guys on scene. He's well aware where his ambulances are at. Let's talk about ISO rating. I'm sure all of you are familiar with ISO. ISO evaluates staffing, training, and operational capability, not just apparatuses. All right, so 2-person staffing limits credit for effective initial response. Additional firefighter EMTs improve company staffing, operational effectiveness, and ability to perform multiple functions on the scene. So the more people that we have full-time, the better our ISO rating is going to be here in the city. We're currently a 4 here in Boonville on a scale of 1 to 10. I think we could be really close to a 3, which would, you know, improve insurance premiums for mostly businesses. It's not really going to affect the homeowner. Anything less than a 5 on an ISO rating, it does not affect a homeowner's premium. It all goes towards the business side of it. So we just kind of talked about that. NFPA and liability consideration. NFPA 1500 requires a defined chain of command. So you have a captain that is on duty at that engine house. He is the top chain of command that day at the engine house. adequate supervision, and personnel safety safeguards. NFPA 1001 requires firefighters to be trained and assigned functional roles. So that's your firefighter 1 and 2 certification, your hazmat operations. NFPA requires the people that you hire full-time to have these certifications. Operating with insufficient staffing increases injury risk, civil liability, workers' compensation exposure, post-incident scrutiny, and legal vulnerability. Adding firefighter EMTs aligns staffing with recognized national safety standards and reduces preventable risk. So, you may say, well, we have mutual aid that we can depend on. Yes, we do. Most of the time, they may be on a call of their own. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get here. Remember, we talked about that 5 to 8 minutes, how important that is. While mutual aid is a vital component of regional fire protection, it is not a substitute for initial on-duty staffing. Mutual aid units have variable response times. Initial actions in the first 5 to 8 minutes often determine incident outcome. Reliance on mutual aid for basic tasks delays life-saving operations, and a properly staffed fire department ensures they can perform immediate actions upon arrival. So you look at your cost versus risk consideration. The cost of adding firefighter EMT positions must be weighed against increased fire loss due to delayed suppression, potential injury or death of civilians and firefighters, legal exposure from operating below accepted standards, increased burnout and turnover from understaffed shifts, and staffing improvements represent a preventative investment in safety, efficiency, and service reliability to our community. So I've found that working with firemen, they learn better from looking at pictures and watching videos. So I'm not saying that that's the way you guys are, but I sat down and tried to find a good video of an actual incident, not ours, that would show you the captain, the engineer, and the firefighter all working together. Now you'll hear them when they go responding to the fire. You'll hear the officer inside the truck giving orders and direction to his crew inside the truck. And then once they arrive on scene, you'll see those orders in action. You'll see 2 points of view. You'll see the captain and the firefighter's view when they enter the building, and then it'll switch to the driver, operator, engineer position, and you'll see all of the things that happen in unison. We'll just, and if you guys have any questions as we go along, I'll be happy to answer them, and I can stop it. But I'll just say that I have no control over what commercials pop up, and I can't guarantee there won't be some language in the video. But let me get
Station 11, reference Station 8, previously committed. Fire other, reference a propane tank that exploded in the backyard at 233 Fairwood Drive, 233 Fairwood Drive, cross street of Dallas Ackworth Highway.
11. Battalion 3 to Paulding. Still be responding.
Tower Battalion 3. Paulding units responding, 3410. Station 3, Squad 1. Call type has been changed to structure fire. Flame seen at 233 Fairwood Drive. Paulding units respond further on the call. Advise flames are seen. Building is occupied. Occupants are able to safely evacuate. Area of the flames is going to be the back of the house. Advise everyone is out of the residence at this time. All the occupants will be located in the front yard. Advise the residence is filling with smoke.
Battalion 3 to Paulding.
Battalion 3.
Battalion 3 is going to be on the scene. We're going to have a 2-story, single-family residential wood frame. It's going to be on the slab. We got heavy smoke showing from the 2nd Division. Looks like we also have flames coming from the Charlie side. Battalion 3 is going to be establishing command. Command's going to be mobile this time, outperforming 360. Also, show truck 11 pulling up.
Civil Command, show you going to TAC 1.
3410 Northwest, start another region on this.
Don't catch that
For 3410.
Jacob, go see if we gotta force the door. Right here.
Come Engine 1.
Bar, pull the, since we got a hydrant close by, pull the red line, smoothbore. Engine 3's on the scene, we're pulling a line.
Okay, we're clear.
That one, heavy smoke. Hey, stop right here.
Right here?
Yep. All right, Par, pull the smoothbore.
10 Roger 3.
That's on.
Get to the hydrant.
Good morning, Angela. I'll show you on scene. Show you going to TAC 1.
You want us to get up there so you can get it out? All right. All right. Jacob, mask up. Water! All right, boys.
Falling. 10 Command.
We're going to have to pull some sealing fast, boys.
Homeowner be involved. All cats and occupants are on the structure and accounted for. Engine 3's pulling an engine 3/4. Making the interior jack to the front door on the alpha side.
Work your way up the stairs. When I get my stuff on, I'll come pull some sealing, okay? Hey, get in the nozzle. Okay. Take a breath, Paul. Let me go in front of you. Stairs right here.
That is the engineer's number one priority. It's getting what we call positive water supply. Very limited visibility. They're trying to find the location of the fire. It looked to me like it might have been an attic fire, so we're probably going to have full ceiling to get to that hidden fire in the attic.
Over here.
Chief, you mentioned the 2-in, 2-out approach.
I'm sorry?
You mentioned the 2-in, 2-out approach?
Yes.
And you don't have to pause it, it's okay. Are they utilizing that here? Because I think that 3 go in and 1 stay down in this?
Yeah, they had 3 guys on this truck that you've seen responding. When they pulled up, there was a ladder company already there, so they had individuals at the door. But as you can see, the engineer is very busy. He doesn't just stand at the pump panel and watch gauges. He's thinking ahead of what the crews inside are going to need. All right, it's a 2-story house. They're operating in the 2nd story. They're going to need ladders through those windows just in case these firefighters have to come out. You know, they're going to need attic ladders. They're going to need a vent fan. It's his responsibility to bring those tools to the house. Otherwise, those firefighters are running back and forth. for that type of equipment. So right now, he's dropping the ladders down. He's going to deploy those ladders himself in different positions in the house.
And right now, when we show up, we would show up with two people.
Yeah,
People.
that was my thing too.
Yep.
So we can't go inside.
Technically, no.
Yep.
Technically, no.
And then if you have people inside there, that's a whole nother different thing.
Yep.
Just spray up through that hole.
So what we hope for, when I show up, it's 3 people. And we hope that a volunteer shows up quickly. Now, to be honest with you, if I have a report that we have a fire and there's somebody trapped,
You do it anyway.
am I going to wait for that 4th person? No, I'm not going to. I would rather, what's the old saying? Ask for forgiveness.
But you're the 2 in and 2 out, that you were referencing to the OSHA recommended standard, right?
Yes. And we're not technically an OSHA
It's
state.
administrative, not statutory.
Yes.
Yeah. But
But
you're
when it
compromising
comes to
firefighter safety
litigation
at that point.
types of incidences,
Yeah.
and believe me, when an incident like this is under scrutiny, all of those things are going to be brought up, in litigation.
I'll say the failure to abide by the OSHA standards still could be considered in civil liability.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right. All right, so I thought this video provided a pretty good explanation of what we're looking to do and comparing to what we are doing. I'm getting long and I apologize, but I wanted to go over this 5-year strategic thing. Now, like I mentioned before, a lot of this is kind of a pipe dream, but I think we need to have some sort of a plan to look forward. I don't know if you guys can read that. It might be even better that I email this to you guys, just to kind of keep things short.
This is not in our packet, correct?
No, it is not, and I apologize for that, but I don't think Kate's even seen this yet. And, so we'll just breeze through it real quick. So we have an executive summary where we're wanting full staffing of the existing Station 1 through the hiring of 6 firefighter EMTs over the next 2 years. That would give us 4 on each shift. All right. Keep in mind, this is a 5-year strategic plan. Construction of a second fire station in the Logan Lakes Road, West Ashley Road area. Here again, I know that this is probably a pipe dream for the next 5 years, but I need to have something in some sort of plan.
Sure.
I don't want somebody coming to me 5 years from now and saying, you never told us this, you never prepared us for this. That's something that I don't want. And I would also like to plan on development of a dedicated training and burn tower facility. I think down at the end of Morgan Street at the old shooting range would be a great place. It's very difficult to get live fire training. The only way to do that is a dedicated burn tower. I'll just keep that brief. I can send that out to you. You guys can peruse it. If we need to tweak it or whatever, we can do that. We'll go over the little study that I put together as far as how we match up to other departments in our area. So Boonville Fire Department, 8,300 population. We have 1 station, 6 full-time personnel. Our annual call volume is 1,300 to 1,400 a year. All right. Mexico Fire Department, population 11,300. They have 2 stations, 22 full-time firefighters, and they average between 2,200 and 2,500 calls a year. Marshall Fire Department, population 7,395. They have 1 station, 21 full-time paid individuals. They run between 800 and 900 calls a year. Harrisonville Fire Department, population of 10,001, 2 stations, 18 full-time firefighters. they average between 1,400 and 1,700 a year. So I could continue there. You can see the numbers. Chillicothe, Sullivan, Sedalia is obviously a larger town than us with a population of 21,000. They have 3 stations, 36 to 40 full-time personnel, and they average 4,500 plus calls a year. So,
They're nuts.
so it kind of gives you an idea of where we're at in the grand scheme of things. Boonville operates with 1 station, while nearly all peer cities operate 2 stations and have full staffing firefighters. Boonville's fire full-time staffing is among the lowest in its population class. Peer departments average 14 to 20 full-time personnel. They have dedicated officers, driver operator positions, plus assistant chiefs and training officers. So our call volume versus staffing, Boonville's call volume is comparable to cities with significantly more staff. Peer agencies with similar calls have double the command staff, can staff multiple incidents simultaneously, and Boonville relies heavily on overtime, mutual aid, and limited on-duty staffing depth.
Chief,
So,
you, like on this, we're way behind everyone else, but then our ISO rating is a 4, right? Which would be
Yes.
above average?
no.
Below
Well,
average.
it's about average for a
Okay.
town our size.
Do they take into account personnel and things like that as well?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so it's average, but so these folks have a lot better ISO rating.
They're probably a 3.
Okay.
It's very difficult to obtain a 1. Extremely difficult. There's very few fire departments in the United States that are a 1. Just a handful of them. But the majority of, just take St. Charles from where I come from. We had an ISO rating of 2. But very difficult to obtain a 1.
So it's like a 1 to 10 scale, but they use 1 to 5 probably more so.
Well, in metropolitan departments, you have constant water supply. That is probably 40% of your ISO rating. So we have to make sure, we're doing yearly hydrant checks, make sure our mains are of adequate size to commercial properties, residential properties. But things that I can change, our training hours. That's something I've been working on since I came here. We purchased a training program. We have improved our training hours, so that's something that I can change. Things that you can help to change is obviously more personnel. That's the major thing that we can change. We have good equipment now. I expect we'll probably receive a few more points than we did previously because of our upgraded equipment. But those are all things that go into consideration in your ISO rating.
Yeah, I was just looking at outside studies that would confirm what you're telling us, that's all.
Yep.
Chief?
Yes.
So if you add another fire station, you're gonna have to double the size of your department personnel wise, right?
That's correct. You would have to add another 12 full-time individuals to fully staff a second station.
And equipment.
We typically look to be able to respond to any place in the city. You want to be around a 4-minute response time. All right, that allows for 90 seconds for the guys to receive the call, get on a truck. I give them 90 seconds. I want them out the door in that time frame. The rest of it is response time. So once you get outside that 4-minute response time, remember we talked about the first 5 to 8 minutes of a fire is your most important. Once we get outside that 4-minute response time, it allows a number of things to happen. Your fire is constantly spreading. It's getting larger. You might have more traffic in a certain area. I think we're definitely past time of adding a second station. I could even make an argument for a third station. But I think we'll start with 2.
So you're gonna put Kate over the top over here, not to start with.
You know, we have the growth
And
that's
12
starting
people.
out 87.
Yeah.
You know, it's a long response time to certain areas out there. You know, that's one reason we did the automatic mutual aid agreement with Cooper County. You know, it's to help us cover that part of the area. But, any other questions, comments? I'm sorry I've kept you guys so long.
No, Chief, I appreciate it. It doesn't, they're big numbers, right? And they're big investments, but I don't think that you created the statistics or the standards. And so I appreciate you coming so prepared with the data. It helps us understand it more, no matter how challenging that might be over the next year or 5. But thank you.
Yeah. And here again, anytime you guys have any questions, concerns, come down to the fire station and see me. I'd love to talk to each of you individually and answer any questions you might have.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Any other questions for fire? Okay. We're gonna add 1 position this year.
It's a start.
That's what the budget,
It's a start.
it's a mighty lift after that. I don't know, we're getting,
So how many would you have to hire to at least have 3? Do
you
we
have to hire 3, and it takes, I would say you're about $80,000 in on an employee.
Yeah.
So it takes $240,000 if you wanted to add 3. I already had to move the entire pool staff and all part-time staff out of the 01 budget to hire back to 6. So it is a mighty lift.
Is there a more financially effective route in hiring from other departments into higher paying roles potentially, but decreasing our cost of, I'm presuming that 80,000 into personnel is training and,
No, there's no training on that. That's just insurance, salary, overtime.
that includes their total cost.
Yeah, I'm just saying with
Okay.
one person
Okay,
now,
okay.
that might, it doesn't get you all the way to gear and everything, but I mean, I'm just spitting out, like, I think, as a general rule, it's about $80,000 to bring a new staff person in.
I got you.
Give or
per
take it,
year.
almost any, it could be a little more, a little less, but, you know,
But that's a per year total.
kind of a good
net
round
cost.
figure.
Okay. I thought that was before.
You
the
triple
hire.
and quadruple that with gear,
Yeah, sure.
equipment, all of that.
Yep.
You know, that, what's one life?
That's how, that's
You know,
always the
how do-
conversation.
How do you,
right? Yeah.
how do you judge that? But,
Sure.
Yeah.
But
This is an eye opener.
It is, it's a tough one.
But something like this is more important than building more ball fields or more soccer fields. I mean, this should be, I mean, if you hear what you hear tonight, it should be almost priority 1.
Yeah.
I agree. The balance you have to do is to look at what is a recurring cost versus what is a one-time cost.
Sure.
And we cannot ever extend ourselves to a point where all of a sudden we are incapable of those recurring costs. So we don't pay anyone out of gaming for that reason. But honestly, gaming is tied up now. There is going to be some freedom coming in as we start paying off some of those debts. But in addition to this conversation, some of it is different money and different pots, but, street repair is coming out of a general fund as well. Water and sewer infrastructure that layers into new streets. So you're trying to prioritize all of those things, and maybe not always good. I think the city has run on a lean staff of very dedicated people, and that stands across the board. I stand that to the street department, to the parks crew, to the water and the sewer, to the fire department, and to the police. We don't have extra people, so it's, we've all, in fact, when Tim started, I told him that you will become an inch deep and a mile wide in everything, because there are all kinds of things that you will do that are not a fire chief job, but there's not very many department heads either, so there's a lot of extra duties. So it's just hard to figure out how you're gonna get that recurring cost.
And we got some physical things that we're gonna face too. How many more Fourth Streets are we gonna have? You know? What are we gonna do about all the lead in the pipes downtown?
Right.
Those we get to face too. But I'm not sure they're as important as a life.
I think it was really good to read this into the public record, frankly.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
You're gonna have to have everybody
Yeah.
on one page here to make investments of that scale.
Yeah.
It's a lot to look at, I
Thanks, Tim.
understand that.
Thank you, Chief.
Well
you
done,
know,
sir.
It's probably something that should have been started.
Now you make the rest of us lose sleep at night.
You made your problem everybody's.
Yeah.
Everybody's problem now. No, it was great.
Well, that was not my intention
No.
to scare everybody, but is there room for improvement in every city? Absolutely.
Yep.
You know, everybody is looking to hire more firefighters, more police officers. All those departments are understaffed. You know, Boonville is a growing town. You know, I can almost relate the increase in call volume to population growth. I don't know how long it's been since Boonville's done a census, you know, but probably in what, 20?
20, yeah.
Probably so. But,
Go ahead and scare us. Just go ahead. Just do that.
All right, I'll call it done.
All right.
Unless you guys have any more questions.
Sometimes you need to be
Chief, can you
scared.
send us those,
If you
that
really-
strategic plan and the,
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very well done.
Motion.
We need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to, do we need a part?